Our water is already cooling down in most parts of the country. Even in the south, we're starting to have some cooler nights, and it's cooling down. What is one little adjustment we might make on our jigs when we're jig fishing that might produce a few more strikes? Good morning, guys and girls. September 19th, reading from a Catch a Better Life book on the Catch a Better Life channel. By the way, if you want a copy of this book, you can get it at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's. You can get it at Barnes & Noble's, Hobby Lobby, just about anywhere books are sold. If you want one personalized and autographed, you can get it at jimmyhouston.com. You can get it at jimmyhouston.com even if you don't want them personalized. But if you want one personalized and autographed to somebody, just let us know. We'll be happy to do that. Just let us know who you want personalized to. And we'll be happy to do that and send that book back to you. You can get them right there at jimmyhouston.com. These books are in a gift book category, so it's got a place in the front of it where you can write to and from someone the occasion, write them a little personal note along in there. September 19th, we're looking at Proverbs 38. Remove falsehoods and lies far from me. Remove falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty or riches. Give me neither poverty or riches. Pretty easy to do that, and it asks for don't keep me poor all my life, God. Sometimes we ask for riches, though, don't we? Shouldn't do that. Right here it says neither poverty or riches. I think we might call that the middle class here in America. The middle class here in America. We still have a middle class. A lot of the people in government want us trying to destroy that middle class and move us into a socialist country where we don't have a middle class, but we're all poor is what they want. But anyway, what we want is neither poverty nor riches. Bass tournaments at the top pro level, the perfect example of poverty and riches. They're absolutely the perfect example. Win a tournament and it's $100,000 plus, instant money. Miss the money and it's zilch, nada, $0, nothing. Miss the money, you don't get paid a penny. In some events nowadays, however, everybody gets a check. I don't really think that's the greatest thing in the world for tournament fishing. Never thought it was. It's nice if you're there and get it, I guess, but it's still not really the way it ought to be done. Truth be known, after the official practice days, and this is something most people don't realize, the practice days are where we try to locate the fish, we fine-tune our patterns, we learn the lake, we're trying to figure out, they're the most important days of the tournament, because those are the days we figure out how to make a check or how to win a tournament. But after 3 official practice days or 2, whatever's allowed, most professional fishermen don't think they have the fish found or figured out to win first place. Most of them don't. Now, a lot of them won't admit that, but most of them don't. Probably 90% really believe they don't have the fish found to win the tournament. But pretty much all of them think they can do well enough to catch a smaller check in one of the other places. They can finish 20th or 40th or 50th or whatever the bottom part of the money is. They can get one of those small checks. And they don't have to have hardly anything going for them to believe that. Tournament fishermen are optimistic. We are optimistic. There's no doubt about it. They don't have to have much figured out to feel that they can, at least I catch enough fish to get a check. And obviously, only a percentage of them get a check. Some of the tournaments, it's half the field. Some of them, it's way under half the field. Sometimes it's 80 out of 300, or just kind of depends on the tournament. At the top level, it's a pretty good percentage, usually about half. In today's verse, Agur was basically asking God to bless him with what today, as I said, we might call the middle class state in life. We are a capitalistic country, and as long as we stay a capitalistic country, we'll have a middle class. There will be people that rise out of poverty. When Chris and I had nothing when we started, we was working for 75 cents and $1 an hour. Some people can rise out of poverty. Most people can rise out of poverty if they're willing to work hard in America and reach that middle class status. That's what sets us apart from Russia and China and Venezuela and North Korea and all these communist and socialist countries that a lot of our politicians, really probably about 40% of the people in this country really want socialism. And we have politicians preaching that right now. And a lot of them are preaching something different than that, but that's what they've believed in all their life. They're preaching what we call socialism. They want everybody to basically be the same. The first part of this deal on Agur was saying here, give me neither poverty or riches. The first part, that's easy. Nobody wants poverty. None of us want to be super poor. We just don't want to be poor. None of us want that. None of us really want poverty. The second part, though, is more difficult, and it's actually humbling, very humbling. Give me neither poverty or riches. Don't make me rich, Lord. Don't make me rich. Agur here did not pray for riches. He prayed that God would not make him rich. Basically, that's what he's saying. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Don't keep me poor. Don't make me rich. That's what Agur was asking. Here's the reason. Wealth can create pride, and sometimes it creates self-sufficiency that often will leave God out of a person's life. That happened to the children of Israel as they went through the desert. Once they got to going pretty good and they weren't too sufficient on God, they kind of went away from him. They went away from him. And a lot of people do that right now. You know, they depend on God, they trust God, they have God's all a part of their life, and then they become successful. God blesses them. God blesses them with a good life. God blesses them with abundance. God blesses them with victory and success in their life. And little by little, they ease God out of their life where they're thinking that they did it all. They did it all. They created it. Self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency that often leaves God out of your life. Can I tell you, that's a sure path to failure. No matter how successful you become. And I know some super successful people in this world. People that we definitely would qualify as rich. Definitely qualify as rich. The majority of them that I know are still dependent upon God every single day. Every single day. And can I tell you, we'll never get to heaven without Jesus. We'll never get to heaven without Jesus Christ. So no matter how successful you become, no matter how self-sufficient you may think you are, you'll not get to heaven without that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, asking him to come into your life and save you, and then living your life honoring him. Here's our tip for today. We was talking about a jig. A jig. As the water cools off, which it's doing pretty much all over the country right now. It's cooled down pretty good in the north already. As the water's cooled off, what little adjustment can we make with our jigs that might help us catch more fish? Listen to this. A bucktail jig. That's right. A bucktail jig will often outproduce rubber-skirted jigs as the water cools down. So as we move into the colder and colder water, think about those bucktail jigs. Not a lot of people fish them. They're not a real popular bait, but sometimes they'll produce more fish. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. Fish lucky. And remember, I sure do love you.